Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on what part of the world you are joining us from. My name is Brenda Unu, and I'm super excited to be back live with you today this week. And I'm reaching you today from Dallas, Texas. How are you? Thank you for joining, and please tell me where you are joining us from. Right by Grace, so excited to have you. Hola, thank you for joining. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Great. I'm excited. I was half asking to. I was thinking about it when I was like, oh, global. Yeah. Well. I'm happy. I was like, today I needed to come live because I couldn't even give any excuse. I mean, that last week to do that apology video was hard for me. I really didn't want to have to do it, but I had to take responsibility and I had to just do it. So thank you all for understanding with me. Yay, our speaker is here. Thank you, Liliat Adeyemi, for joining. Please send in your request and let us get right into it. Men emotions matter. Guess what happened today? My family and I are out watching movies. We're at the cinema, and the older ones wanted to watch Deadpool and the Wolverine, something like that. And my baby said he wanted to watch Inside Out. Now, the older three had watched Inside Out while we were in Lagos. And the day they went to watch, he was not around here.
Do you have this one?
Hi, you need to reverse your camera so we can see your face. There you are. Welcome. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
I'm
Sorry.
so excited to have you on short notice, and thank you. Even though it's tight for you today because you have to be your own show by 8 o'clock, so we'll be very fast with this and getting as much as we can as quickly as we can. So I was just telling them that I'm in the movies watching Inside Out with my son, and we had watched Inside Out in Lagos with the older children, but the younger one now said he wanted to watch. He was not around when we watched it. And guess what? Inside Out is a movie about emotions for a teenage girl. So
Wow.
it was very interesting, when they were talking about the different emotions, anxiety, embarrassment, envy, joy, sadness and all of those things. And I was just smiling. I was like, oh wow, and this is what we're coming to talk about today. But I'll let you have the floor. Before we get right into the conversation, please introduce yourself to our guest. Let them know, who are you? Who is this lovely woman we're speaking to today? And what does she want to come and tell us?
Okay, so good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm excited to be here. My name is Falilat. Falilat Adeyemi Salami. I call myself your happy customer service champion. I
Love it.
help you build intimacy with your customers using the power of excellent customer service delivery. So thank
Excellent.
you for
Excellent. I mean, the world
having
needs
me.
the world needs more customer service champions.
Yes, very
Thank
well,
you.
very well.
Thank you so much. Okay, so today, I mean, when you hear about the topic, when you heard about the topic, emotions, women, and all that, what attracted you to it? I mean, what made you say, "Oh, I want to do this"? Tell me, what are your thoughts about the topic?
Um, all over, if you look at every human being, let's even start from the generality of the people, not
Not just
women
women.
this time. Everyone have, at one point or the other, we are moving emotions. It happens at every point in time.
Yeah.
So, but it's more pronounced in us women. It is more pronounced in us as women. Why? Because we uh, we feel, while the men see more, we feel more.
Mm.
Okay, so it's easy for us to act from that point of feeling. That is
Yeah.
why it looks like our own emotions are easily shown or are easily brought out at any point in time. So when I saw the topic, I was like, oh, this also plays around what I do, so I should be able
Yeah.
to very well fit in.
Yeah. I mean, I like the fact that you mentioned it about playing with what you do. because in customer service, right? In Nigeria, and I don't know, maybe most places, customer service agents are usually women, right? Um, but nowadays, women and men, but most people like to put women in front because they think, oh, a pretty face will do the job. But there's a lot more about customer service than a pretty face, right? There's a lot about emotional control, emotional regulation, because customers will annoy you. So from the customer service, they would annoy the last bit of you. I mean, I've had to deal with irate customers in different stages of my life, and I always tell myself that because this person is paying, I would bend over backwards. I would make them happy. But then when you now come to when you are spending your own money and somebody is giving you attitude on top, and you're thinking, me the money that I made by almost licking somebody else's behind, then I want to spend it and you're not giving me drama. No way, it's not gonna happen. So I will drag their edges as well. So tell me, from the angle of a customer service expert, how important are emotions, and how have you seen them play, in the workplace?
we need to we need to always be in control of anything that we're doing. Always, always. See, there's a rule in customer service that every time you're acting, act like you're in front of a national TV.
Mm.
That at the back of your mind, you will always put yourself in check. So
That's
that's
powerful.
what I'm telling you. I'm telling
That's
you.
powerful.
You have to you try and put your emotions in check so that you know what you're doing to the other person. Once the person is on the next side of the table, you know how you're treating them.
I mean, I want to take you up on that line because it blew my mind just now. Like so in every action that you take, you must make sure that if you were in front of a national TV, you'll be fine, right? So it's like saying that some people like to just do what they like and think, well, nobody's here, nobody's seeing me. But imagine you were in front of a national TV. It was being aired live. You didn't have a chance to delete or edit anything that you did. How would you act? And that is so profound. I mean, because you find that people have the ability to control themselves when they know people are watching. Do you know?
Yes, very well.
Everybody
Yes,
that says, "Oh, I'm angry," "Oh, that's how I am," they actually magically find a way to control themselves once they find themselves on a big platform, on a stage where people are watching. So, it is possible to actually live your life every day,
change
do
the
your actions
color.
every day, as if you know, as if everybody's watching. That's a very, very powerful, and it's a great takeaway for me from this conversation. I love it. Thank you so much for that. Mm. So, tell us more. Is there other ways that you have seen that maybe the training of a customer service agent helps them in really manage their emotions? Is there something about the training, or I mean, you are an expert, right? So you are one that would train people. You're one that would help companies improve on their customer service, right? That's what you do, isn't it? So if I called into
Yes.
my company now and said, okay, my staff, they're disgracing me every day. My customers are complaining. How how would you treat how would you how would you do it? Just in the lines of, first of all, them handling their emotions, because emotions are a big thing, and it's not only men and women. Okay, let me rephrase the question. I have one of someone that works with me. He's not really female, he's a male, right? And his own way of handling Irish customers is he will just not pick their call. Like, he just not pick it. Like, please don't come and stress me. And I've always told him that that's really not nice. I mean, because customers do not like to be, ignored. Nobody likes to be ignored. So, what would you say to somebody like that, who is like, what, I can't even deal with this. Just let me not pick the call. I'll talk to you another time. What are the better ways? Sorry about that. What are the better things that he can do or she can do if they find themselves in this position where you have an irate customer that you can't even deal and you rather just not pick his call? What else can we do instead of ignoring?
I would like to say that we also have to put it behind our mind that customer services starts with us first. It is not about the customer, it starts with us. If you have
Okay.
that in mind, then you have three other things that you have to put at the forefront. And very
Okay.
quickly, I'll mention three of them. You have clear, your communication has to be clear to the person. You also have to show empathy, and then you also have to know how to listen effectively. Sometimes customers are saying things to us, but we are
But
not
we're not
hearing
listening. We're not hearing because
it.
most Nigerians they listen to respond. They're like ready to
Very
defend.
well, you get it. In this part of the world, we
But
listen to respond.
before you start to talk, the person already has the response in their head. They're like, it's not like that. It's
Eh,
not. Oh,
eh,
calm down. Hear me first.
we listen to
I love
respond,
that.
and then we also our empathy here we mix it up with sympathy. Empathy is being in the other person's shoe.
True.
If this is happening to this person, what if I'm the person's shoe? How best will
How would
I
I have
handle,
fought? Mm.
or how will I have reacted? But instead, we are used in this part of the world, we are used to sympathizing with people.
Sorry.
Instead
Oh.
of us sorry,
But
oh,
quick to say
oh,
sorry. Oh.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
So that yeah, sorry, it puts people on the disadvantaged side. And when people are at disadvantage, they tend to lash out on us very easily.
Yeah.
But by the time you are empathizing, the person knows that you are thinking from their own angle. You are on the same eye level with them at that point. So they will easily understand you.
Okay.
They will easily understand you.
Yeah.
So empathy
I
brings
get
us to the level of the person that we're interacting with.
it. Game changer.
Sympathy puts us above the person.
Okay. Sorry, my
Mm.
son wanted something. Okay, I've
No, no
attended to him.
problem. No
Yes, I
problem.
mean, and it's a very good thing that you're stressing the difference in empathy and sympathy because a lot of us, are just used to it, like you said, Nigeria, just used to it. We are very, very happy to be sympathetic. Hey, yeah, sorry. And we are
Mm.
happy to apologize rather than change the situation. Do you see?
Exactly.
So you've done something wrong to somebody and you're like, oh, yeah, sorry. And that thing that's the end of the matter. It's not about sorry. If you were in their position, would sorry be enough? No, sorry is never enough. So if you can change something about the situation, then do so. And the way you can think about that is if you thought about it if you were in their position. Okay, so imagine um, I order a dress, right? I have a wedding, and the wedding is on Saturday. I order a dress, and I say, "Oh, thank you, please, welcome." I order a dress, and I say, "I want the dress," um, I'm going for the wedding on Saturday. So I discussed with the lady. She said, "Oh, I will get it to you on Friday, on Friday." And we say, okay, no problem. Friday you can get the dress. On Friday, you start to call this person, this dressmaker. She's not picking her calls. You're wondering what's going on. You're calling. She's not picking, and you're getting stressed out. And then the next thing you find, it's not, it's not open. It's not open. The next thing you find is that it is, Saturday morning, and you have no dress. The person is not picking, and you're freaking out. Now, imagine this person comes to you by maybe Sunday morning and says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Something happened. There was no power in my house. I couldn't meet up with the delivery, and that's it." That can't be it now. Do you understand? You can't just come and
What
tell
you
me sorry.
even wanted to use what you
Do you
wanted
understand?
to use the clothes for has gone.
As fast.
Uh
Then you are coming to
uh
tell me sorry
no,
on Sunday, and that
no,
that can't
no,
be okay,
no,
right? But if
it's
if
not okay.
if the delivery, if the fashion person had thought about it, that man, this woman told me she wanted this cloth on Saturday. True, 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 true. I don't have power in my house on Friday, but what else can I do? Because if it were me,
I won't like to be stranded
Yes.
for the wedding.
The person is
So
supposed
if
to be
do you understand? If
proactive.
the person can think that way, you can be able to say, okay, let me go to the nearest maybe filling station, plug my something there, or nearest that my neighbor that has lights, plug my machine there, quickly finish up. I'm calling her,
Exactly.
and telling her, Madam, I can't make Friday because of this. But first, this Saturday morning, I'll be in your house. Do you see? Pick your call, explain the situation, and make it. That is you using sympathy. I mean, sorry, empathy instead of sympathy,
Empathy,
because
yes.
sympathy cannot help the person at the time. Do you
No,
see?
no.
And empathy allows you to realize that something can be done, because if it were you would be able to find something to do. If it was your dress, it was your wedding, I mean, you had to go somewhere, you would find something to do.
By,
So I,
by
I,
all
I love
means,
that. Yeah, I like that sympathy versus empathy thing. It's really, really, really important. Well done. Okay, so now let's come back to our emotions conversation. I mean, I'm liking the way that we're intertwining it with customer service, because to be honest, women need to do better. Okay, and in many ways, our work needs to show that we are children of God. It needs to show that we have fear of God. So
very well.
when you have fear of God, you can't just do things anyhow. And so that's why customer service should be high on our top of saying, okay, in everything that I do, I need to do it excellently, because God is an excellent God, and I'm doing this with the fear of God. So how else can we? I mean, I want you to wind this conversation back to our emotions again, and how it will help us. So this woman, in my example now, right? My first example of the colleague that doesn't want to pick phone and say, I cannot
Okay.
just be bothered, don't stress me. We've talked about how if you had been using sympathy, you would be able to think of how, empathy, you'll be able to think of how, why you should pick the phone, right? So that the other person is not
Okay.
freaking out. That's number one reason. The second reason may be something like you say, okay, let me even listen, because like you said, communication, let me even hear what the person wants to tell me, right?
What's to
This person is
say?
a troublesome client. He's always calling me, always disturbing my life. But perhaps if I listen today, I can take something from why he's calling me. So, which brings us back to your communication points, do you see, and listening effectively. So, it's something that we all just. In fact, I know what I've wrapped it up with empathy in my own head. I can't even think of any other reason. The empathy just ends that conversation for me. It's powerful, and I'm going to take it away to my workplace. Thank you for that. That's a strong
And
one.
then
Please follow
another
up
thing I
from
would
let
like
me
to
know.
add, what I would like to add to that person is that that customer that keeps disturbing really wants to do business with you.
Absolutely.
Really wants to
Absolutely.
do business with you. So if and those kind of customers, right? If you can get what they want, they are always loyal.
Mm.
They always want to pay you more.
Mm.
They
Because to
don't
be
mind.
honest, they don't have to do business with you. For them to be calling you back and back again, they want to do business with
Exactly.
you.
They want to do business. So it is you that you and him or her will have to come to the center. You
Yeah.
agree, you agree, you look at what does the customer, there's always a center, there's always a place to meet at the center.
In fact, this thing you have said, I recently got into sales, sales of real estate, initially I was very scared. I said, I can't do this kind of work. I beg, I cannot. I'm an architect. You should leave me with project. Let me be dealing with builders. That's my work. But the job called for it, and so I had to pivot in my head mentally and then do the job. So there was one I had to be dealing with, both customers as buyers and then agents who are bringing the buyers. It's easy to deal with the buyers because you're talking about billionaires, so it's easy to wire your head to be respectful and all of that, and all of that. But sometimes we miss it with the agents. We think, please stop disturbing me, please. And this is just me confessing. It happens sometimes. It's not my default behavior, but sometimes you really just think, please stop stressing my life. I want to give you an example of what happened to me recently. So this agent came my way, right? And he first of all came and was asking me many, many things. And I was like, I first took my time, answered the question. Then he came again with another set of, like almost like the same thing again. I'm like, dude, please don't stress me. If you want to buy, buy. If you don't have it, so in fact, that was my mind. I didn't say it out, but it was where I was thinking. Do you understand? And sometimes that thinking can reflect in even how you act towards the person. But I called
Yeah.
myself. I called myself to order, and I said, you know what? Just be patient. Explain to him, and let's see how it goes. So he asked me so many questions. He even said he wanted to meet up with me to ask more questions. I was just being patient, and I thank God I did. Guess what? In
Mm.
the space of 2 or 3 weeks, this guy was able to bring me 5 quality customers who paid in
See?
full. Now I've been having people that were paying half, paid 25%. This guy, and I was like, oh my god. When even the day
Wow.
he came to see me and he came to see me, I looked at him like, is this person I'm talking to on the phone? He was not even looking very well dressed. But I've learned this is my profession, not to be looking at people the way they dress. So I was still very respectful and courteous to the guy. And then the next thing said, bringing the buyers. Bam, bam, bam. I was like, oh my God. Like, where have you been all my life? Get help me to hit my target. What am I looking for again? So I was very happy. And I think that it speaks to how, number one, you cannot judge people by, just by, because he was sounding so, the our sales is mainly is like technology based. So there's we say go and check our website. There's this, everything is almost tech driven. So the guy was
Yeah.
having a challenge with the whole system, and I thought, well, please, if you can't even understand this, how can you bring me buyers? Please don't stress me. Do you
He's the
understand?
one on the field now. He's the one on the field.
Do you understand?
Nothing
I look at him
concerning
like,
him.
if you cannot understand this thing, my friend, you're not the one for me. Or more, he was the one for me. When this guy brought me buyers, I was like, oh boy. So it's not by the sophisticated ones that were able to follow my app and do all those things. They're not bringing buyers. They're just using English to be disturbing me. So sometimes we have to calm ourselves down. Be patient. Okay, go on. Yeah, go on. Ask them. I don't know. Go ask the lady in reception. So I really learned that. I learned that from that whole situation, that we have to calm down and be patient with people, because you never know. And emotions control always plays a big role in things like that. Is what I
Yes.
think. Emotions control. Because once you can control your emotions, and because I was already getting angry, getting impatient. I'm quite impatient. People that are not quick to understand something, like, please excuse me. But I just remember I called myself to order, and this is because of many years of work with, learning how to control and regulate our emotions. It helps you everywhere. It helps you with the family. It helps you with relationships. It helps you with work. It helps you with business. And it's a
Business.
very important trait. Very, very important trait, especially for women. It's very important skill to get as women, to be able to regulate your emotions at all times. You cannot always be showing what you feel. And let's talk about it with our husbands. You know how we always like, please, it's the way I feel. That's how my face. When I was younger, I was in
Yeah.
secondary school. I used to be very, if you annoy me, you just sit all over my face, like I'm rolling my eye, everything. They punish me time in boarding school. Hey, seniors will punish life out of me. When they punish me, I say, I didn't say anything now. Did I say anything? They say, you didn't say anything. You that you're rolling. I said, I didn't roll my eyes. That's how my eyes are.
Your eyes is saying more than what
More
your
than
mouth
my
is
mouth.
even saying.
They punish the life out of me.
There's this thing about communication. 58% of it is your body language.
Mm, you see?
58% is your body language.
Okay.
About 32% is the volume of what you're saying, how loud you are, or how you control your voice.
The
And then
tone
the small rest of the percentage, maybe about 7 or 8%,
is what
is just
you're actually saying.
what you're saying. So you
Mm.
see, even the gesture, the rolling of the eyes, or
I
the
wrote.
making of the
I,
hand, or sometimes
mm,
we'll be doing like this. Some of us do like this. All
mm,
those things, they have
mm.
meaning to the other person that we're talking to. So we need to
Oh, I
watch.
love I love what you said. I love what you said about, that 50% being our body language. Oh my God, we have to help us with body language. It was something I had
Ah,
to learn, especially with my husband. Because you know how it is now.
mm,
Somebody's annoying. He's saying something, you cannot talk back, but you're already doing face like, mm. It's like, is it me? No, I didn't say anything now. Did I say anything? But we
Amen.
women, we need to arrange our faces.
I'm telling you, we need to
Arrange
work
your
on that.
face, work on it, so that you are able to, hear your other partner. Because that's part of the reasons why people struggle with marriage. In marriage, they say, my husband doesn't want to talk to me, because when he wants to talk to you, you're already doing face. You're carrying
The
face, you're
face
doing
is
face, you're saying,
already telling
I didn't,
you a
but I
lot.
didn't say anything now. But your face is already saying a lot. Your face is saying you're not interested. Your face is saying, you have come again. Your face is saying, well, leave me. And the man is already feeling put off. And we now complain later that they don't talk to us, they don't share stuff with us. It's your face, madam. Fix your face. Fix your face. So we have to learn to control our emotions and even how it reads on our faces.
on
It's really, really critical for us as women.
our body
And to be able
language
to,
generally.
yeah. Because you know why I say this? We can do it. Oh, you know why I know? Because we do it at work. We are able to fix our face to that boss that is talking
To
to
that,
us that we don't, you know, we're able to fix our face in front of that client that we know is going to pay the billion naira that your company needs. We're able to fix our face when it's our pastor saying something that we're not really feeling. But when it's not your husband, you're not feeling like, "Ah, that's how my face is." Auntie, that's not how your face is. It's still finished.
you see
It's
finish
still
exactly.
finished. I put it to you today that that's not how your face is. If you're on this table, please raise your hands and let's pray for you to repent today. Because to be honest, yeah. So Souvenir Emporium says if only women can focus on being objective, never act on impulsive emotions. It's so important, and the men are so objective. That's why you will not be looking foolish when two of you are arguing about something. You know, if you want to go and report the matter to somebody else, you're already crying and huffing and puffing, and the guy is saying, all I asked was, what is the bottom line of this thing she wants to do? She could not tell me. And you are saying, that's how you always do. Every time I bring up an idea, it's always foolish to you. Auntie, I did
You
not
now
say
go and be
everything.
bringing those
This
the other time,
particular
the
time,
other day,
you always bring it the other day, every day. Madam, is this particular
the
time
other
we're talking
time.
about? Forget about the other day and the other time. Today, oh, where is the bottom line of this conversation? You don't know. You are huffing and puffing, and you know. So we have to be objective as women. We have to.
Exactly.
Everybody has emotions. Remember that everybody has emotions. Your husband has emotions. His anger is emotions. His disinterestedness is emotions. You know, he's sometimes they even show envy. Men have envy, you know, so everybody has emotions. But why are you wearing your own on your sleeve? Why? What, you know, you can do a lot
And
more.
you know the
Yeah.
good thing is you can actually harness these emotions. We can harness them in positive use. We
Yes, absolutely.
can, if we are, if we become conscious of it, we can harness it.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
how can we
Because
do
the
this?
reason why we have been given those emotions, and God is not I mean, the movie I was watching with my son, Inside Out, too, he was very, very instructive because in that movie, right, the young girl had a number of emotions she was in as a child, you know, the normal joy, sadness, anger, you know, those normal emotions. And then she had not become a teenager. And then this fresh set of emotions came in, you know, there were anxiety, embarrassment, you know, these kind of things that teenagers are always about. And then the initial set of emotions were wondering, oh, no, that's not how a girl is. This is not how. So the new set went to lock them away, and we're now controlling the girl's life. But what I learned from that movie, even though it was all fun and games, was that each of the emotions are important, you know, but to be able to use them appropriately, we must remember our core. Who are you at the core? Who are you
As
at the core, right?
an
Don't let any,
individual.
yes, who are you as an individual? What is your true north? What is the thing that you take as your basis for all your decisions? So what are your values, right?
What are
And
your
those should be
values
able to,
exactly?
yeah, those should be able to guide you in the way your emotions show up at time. Because if I say to myself that, oh, I'm a Christian woman and I fear God and so I respect human beings, and then I'm lashing out when somebody asks me a simple question. I'm very impatient and my mouth is sharp and I'm always telling people strong words that will make them go and think of their life. Hello? How does that reflect the value that I say that I am? How does it tally with who I say I am? Do you see? I'll not say that's how I am, that's how my emotions that's how I am.
And the
That's not how
person
you are.
that I am table still have a long way to go.
Absolutely.
Have a
Absolutely.
long way to go.
We can't hide under that's how I am. We can't hide under that's how I was created. That's how women are. Hello? No. When God created you, He said you were good. So anything you are showing up that is less than good is not of God. You have work to
It's
do.
not. It's not.
Go and do the work.
You know, these emotions, we build them through like two, three forms. We have
Okay.
the physiological changes that takes place in our body. Some of
Okay.
us during the period we tend to behave a certain way. We are moody. Some of
Mm-hmm.
us want just to be the baby girl of the house. Some of us are quite energetic during pregnancy.
Yeah.
It all boils around physiological changes happening in our
Body.
body, right?
Body.
Some of them are cognitive as a
Okay.
result of the environment that we have passed through.
Mm.
The result of the
Okay.
environment, the things we have learned over
What we've
time,
been exposed to. True.
what we've been exposed to. We build our emotions from there, our experiences. Some experiences, when they are coming, you have seen them at a time in the past. So immediately it
Mm.
is coming because that same attack that you gave it, they are
Mm.
coming with. This one, you cannot bring it here. Again, you want
I'm
to,
ready for you.
I'm ready for you. I'm ready for you energy. You understand?
Mm.
So if we try and understand all those things, where we're coming from, then we'll know that okay, this is
Mm.
where we are coming from. From where we are, how do we want to start building to be a
To where we are
better
going.
person emotionally, exactly, to
Mm.
where we are going? You understand? So it
Okay.
will help us. So we'll begin to turn those emotions around for positive use or in a positive way.
I
You
like
can
that. I like that. You were saying that there are three ways that we get this emotion. What's the third one?
I said behavioral reactions.
Behavioral
Okay, I explained it
reactions.
in the cognitive process.
Okay. Okay.
Behavioral reactions are a result of what we have been exposed to
What we
in the
have
past.
experienced. Okay. 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 I missed that. I missed that one. Okay. Yeah. I mean that you are very correct. You are very very correct because you find that people are even twins, like even raised in the same house, they react differently. Because I always say this thing about how somebody will come and say, because my father was a wife beater, that's why I'm a wife beater. That's not correct. Coming. Sometimes, two boys will be raised in the same house where their father was a wife beater. One would swear that he would never touch his wife because he saw that the way his mom was, feeling.
Exactly.
The
Wasn't just
second one,
right.
do you understand? The second one can come and say, well, it's a normal thing, that's what they do in our house, and start beating his wife. So,
Mhm.
what makes each one choose how they would react is a combination of many things. So in saying that, oh, it's because my father did this, why I did this, that's not correct. You always
Mhm.
have the burden of choice. Every one of us has the burden of choice on how we react to whatever happens to us. When life happens to you, how do you respond? How do you react? And in managing and being in touch with your emotions, you can sense it when you're reacting wrongly, right? And you can pull yourself back because all of us, even as we talk, everything, we're not perfect. We're not perfect. We're learning. We're learning as we go. Because even me, I told you about, I was almost missing it with that guy. You understand? It happens. We fall. The point is to be so conscious that when you're falling and you're going out of it, you are able to pull yourself back. You're able to pull yourself back. That is the point. That is the point of mastery. The point of being so aware, self-aware. You cannot just live life mindlessly. You understand that, okay, this way I'm going, no, but I know I'm on a journey. I'm not there yet. And anytime I fall short of where I know that I'm going, I can pull myself back because I know clearly where I'm supposed to be going. And that's the whole journey that we are on as women. It's important to know that you will fall. We're not good. We're trying
In,
to be
in,
like God, but
in
we're not
being
good.
aware of our emotions, it's important that we recognize we recognize that emotion. Let's say mine maybe is anger. We have to recognize that I'm prone to anger,
Yeah.
as in I get angry easily. Or some of us, it's not even anger. Some people, I find out that there's another kind of emotion to not to know when to stop.
Mm.
It's a terrible one. So in that way, the way we can control this thing is to practice mindfulness. We can practice mindfulness in terms of meditation. We
Yeah.
can journal. We can self-reflect. When we see
And
that
you can even get an accountability partner. Get
you
somebody
can get
that calls you to
exactly
order.
to order. You can get someone that calls you to order, and then you can put yourself in a trusted circle. It could be your friend, it could be a community. We have our religious communities where they can put us on check. We have the leaders that can put us on check. We always have one trusted person that is watching your back, that
Right.
can always call your attention to, oh,
See,
you're crossing the
yeah,
bar
it's
already.
not
This is
okay.
what they are doing. It can even be within the family. We can
Yeah.
have our children tell us, oh, when I'm doing this, just call my attention to it. I think I've had to use that model at a point in time. Okay, if you
Yeah.
are reaching this point, call mama's attention, and they'll be like, Mama, you're
They
doing
are
that. I
good
say,
at
okay,
it
I'm
too.
sorry.
They are good at calling your attention. Hey, don't even give them that
And
power. They will finish you.
I quickly step back. You
Yeah.
understand? We can
Yeah.
equally set those emotions into positive use.
Yeah.
We can learn skills, we can set goals, we can exercise, we can do yoga. Yoga is not my I don't have I don't know. I tried to do it at a time. I couldn't just get I don't have the patience for it. But I do
And
exercise, you know. I do exercise actively and so we can do all those
okay.
things. They will put our emotions, those
In
are
check.
positive ways to enhance our emotions, to put our emotions in check. You know,
Mm.
like I said, we are moving emotions. Every point in time, one thing or the other will always have us to act in a certain manner. But
Absolutely.
by,
Absolutely.
by the time of acting, what we should do is to harness it and we turn it into positive use. You understand?
Absolutely.
So that's
Yes.
why in the first instance we have to be aware, okay? And then we channel it into positive use. Another way that we can do it is that we can also seek support. We can seek support. I've mentioned this. We can seek support from trusted ones. We can seek support from even from professionals. We have therapists that deals with all of these things for us. We can seek support from them. All right.
Right. I'm trying to type down what you have said. Be self-aware.
Okay. That's the
Then
you have
two.
to understand. Okay.
Yeah. So you said number one, you should be self-aware. Then number two, you also said that we should be what do you call
We
it?
should channel it into positive use.
Channel it.
We should
Yeah.
channel our
That was
emotions into positive use.
okay.
All right. And then we can seek support. We
Right.
can seek support from trusted ones from communities or even from professionals. We can seek support.
Okay.
And then another one is that we can master those emotions. We can master the emotion. How do we master it? We should, this starts from our mind. Start from our
Okay.
mind. We should master our mindset. This is a thing of the mind saying that that's the way I am. That's not the
Yes.
way you mentioned earlier. That's not the way that person is. Is in his or her is in her mind that she's like that. She can actually be the opposite of the way she is.
Yes.
So she should
You can do better.
we should unlearn the way we are and relearn the right way that we should be.
Absolutely.
We should
Absolutely.
we can unlearn the way we are and then relearn the way we are supposed to be. It's going to help us a great deal. And then there's another way we can focus on our strength.
Okay.
And a way of mastering our emotions is also to focus on our strength. This thing you are doing that you are saying the way you are, there is something positive that is always attracting people to you. Focus on it, do it more, do it to your partner more. What is it that you do that makes him happy at all times? And if the men are hearing us, what is it that you do that makes us happy? So do it more.
Yeah, I like that.
Do it more. So you are playing on in that aspect, you're playing on your strength. You are playing on your in customer service, we call it competitive advantage. You are playing on your competitive advantage. So you
Yes,
play on your
yes.
strength in that area so that you can always
I love that.
then another thing is that you should manage stress. Manage your stress. Sometimes it's stress that makes us flip. In fact, many times it's stress that makes us flip. Before you know it, you have flipped. Rather
Yes.
than that act of that's the way I am. No, just manage your stress. Don't let
And you know,
stress.
stress is very key because even for us, especially as mothers, you know, and wives and everything, once you're coming from work with all the stress that you've been through, you know, and then you just come and pack everything on top of your children because
Ah, CP, don't go there.
it's very key to manage your stress, you know, so that you are able to, you know, be so that you're able to be useful to them. I mean, one of the ways that I do it personally is that when I get home from work, I don't go in straight. I don't go into the house straight. I sit down in the
Oh,
car for a few minutes. Yes, I sit down in the car for a few minutes,
that's
and I try to,
nice.
you know,
Learning something. I'm learning something.
yes, I try to distress. I try to, you know, just calm down, you know, chill and everything. And because you know, Lagos
Right
traffic
inside the car.
is yes, right in the car. My husband used to worry, like, why are you always in the car when you come back home? You don't get inside. I said, look, well, you don't even know what I'm doing for you. Just leave me inside my car first. You know, it would help me to. Before, when I used to have a driver, when I used to drive long journey home, those is when I was living in Ikeja and working in VI. What I would do was I would have a driver, and because I had a driver, I would sleep in the car. I would sleep on my return journey home. As in correct sleeping, I can carry pillow and sleep well at the back. And the
Wow,
point was because I wanted to get home with a fresh mind so that I'm able to face my family with fresh spirits, right?
wow.
Not all the stress of the day's work. That was what I was doing. But now my drive home is maybe 10, 15 minutes, at most 30 minutes, because I'm now working in Koyi and living in Lekki. It's not very much. But what I still do is that when I get into the house, I sit in the car for a few minutes and distress. You know, collect my thoughts so that I enter the house and the first child that runs to you, you're not able to say, please don't stop me. The child is not
This
the
is
cause of
all.
your problem. Child is not the one that stressed you in the day.
Oh
So
God.
you distress before you get into the house, you know, so that you can be able to meet them with a smile. As they're opening the door and they're running to you, you can hug them and say, "Oh, how was the day?" You can visit. Now tell me about your day. You can receive them, you know, and
Exactly.
you must be prepared. So that's my own personal mental preparation before I get in, because I have 4 children, so I have to be ready.
I like that. I'll start practicing that too. I like it. It's a very good one. I'll start practicing that.
Thank you. I mean,
Another
it didn't even
another
occur to me.
thing that we can
It didn't even
do.
occur to me that that was what it was. I was doing. Is as you were mentioning it just now that it occurred to me that that's what that was doing for me. It was just
Okay,
something I
okay.
was just doing.
That's
Mm,
and it's really a helpful one. Okay,
thank you.
another thing that we can do is we should practice self-compassion.
Mm,
Many
that is
times,
so.
especially us women, we forget
Mm,
ourselves. We are taking care of every other person. We want to make sure that this
yes.
one is okay. We want to make sure that we draw back to ourselves. Think about ourselves. Pause and think about yourself once in a while as a woman. CP, are you there? Are you hearing me? Okay. on your own as a woman. Don't be on your own. Okay. Okay, I'm just hearing you back now.
Okay. It's telling me pause due to poor connection. So I'm waiting for it to reconnect.
Yeah.
But I can hear you. I'm surprised. I'm
Oh,
surprised that it's
okay.
showing.
I wasn't
But I
just
can hear
hearing you
you.
again. The whole thing was paused from your end. Okay, so we're talking about taking care of,
Practicing self-compassion. Self-compassion.
practicing self-compassion, that we should think back to ourselves once in a while. As women, we want every other person to be okay. We are here, we are there, we are up, we are down. Think back to yourself. Think back to yourself. So you think back to yourself. Hi. So you think back to yourself. You understand? Even in taking care of every other person, think back to yourself. Relax. Once in a while, put yourself in the position of a baby girl. Be the baby girl. Let other people also give you that treat. The other people around you, let them give you the treats that you have been doling out. Have a feel of it is important. All right? And then the last one that I have in mind is to build this social circle. Build a social circle. Because we are so busy, we tend to be here and there within the confines of our immediate social circle. Extend your social circle to outside, but you have to also be mindful that they are within people of same value with you.
Of course.
You have to be
True.
mindful that there have to be people within the same value with you. So you build circles, you make sure that there are people of the same. Otherwise, the social circle that you are trying to build might come back
And destroy
to,
you.
to become another thing. So the best thing is for you to build a social circle with people that you are of the same mind with,
True.
right? I think if you go through all of these 7 or 8 that I've mentioned now,
Yeah, 8 points.
as women, we should be in control of our emotions, and we should be able to harness it for positive use.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much for your for the for the serious points that you've given us today. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I'm still not able to see you clearly, but I can hear you. And oh, there it is. It has finally come back. Now I can see better. I was wondering what happened since. Okay, it's not back. But anyway, thank you so much. I mean, you've really given justice to this conversation. And I like the fact that we're able to tie it into the whole customer service thing because, to be honest, at every point in time, we are all customer service experts. As a wife and a mother, you are giving service to your family,
Very
right?
well. In fact,
As
customer services operates
starts in
right
the
in the
home.
home. Yes.
Exactly. So it is very, very useful to everybody now. In the conversation, is very servicing everywhere. With your father and mother, you are serving. You are serving. Even if you're
Exactly.
single, in your father's house, you are serving. In your
Exactly.
husband's house, you are serving.
You know,
In the church or in the mosque,
it
you are
was
serving.
now that I started doing customer services that I realized that there are certain things that I was doing way back that
Yes,
were actually this
customer service.
customer service thing. And I sit down and begin to think, oh, look at me, and I didn't even know that this is
Absolutely,
what I was doing. While along,
absolutely.
I've always been there, always been there.
Absolutely. I mean, it's very important. It's a very important part of our lives, and I like the way we'll be able to have the conversation today around your emotions, your emotion control, and regulating it, and how it can help you be a better person. Better person in all ways, and that is really what we're here on earth to be, to constantly be better. We are constantly trying to be a better person. We're
Exactly.
not just we can't just be remain as you are. say that's how I am. That's how I am. Eh? I
No,
don't even take it like with anybody. You cannot be that cannot be how you are.
no, that's not the
That's
way
not how
you
you
are.
are.
You can turn the way you are to a
Yes.
positive, a better
Yes. You can and
version of you.
even if you are very good and everybody's hailing you, you can still be better. There is always a better
Exactly.
version of yourself.
Exactly.
Until the day you die,
Exactly.
there's a better version that
Mhm.
is available. So you're supposed to be
Very
constantly
well.
reinventing, constantly making yourself better. And that is what I'm going to leave everybody with here today on the end of our conversation on, you know, on emotions. You realize that the emotions are being given to you by God. You have been carefully curated by God to serve the purpose that He placed you on earth for. And in this journey of getting to where you are going, you must constantly reinvent yourself, constantly become better. So as you are becoming better, you are managing these emotions that you've been given by this with these eight tips that you've given us, which I'll quickly read out again. Number one, to be self-aware by journaling and reflecting. Two, by channeling these emotions into positive use. And three, seeking support from trusted ones, communicate with communities and or professionals. And number four, by learning to master your emotions, starting from your mindset. When you control your mindset, you can control your emotion, right? Number five, focus on your strengths. Once you do the things you can do better, you find that the things that you cannot do well start to disappear. They start to reduce, and you are more confident, and it helps you all round.
Very
Number
well.
six, manage your stress. Manage your stress. Most times it's stress that is making us react in the way that we do. So manage your stress effectively. I gave you a few tips about how to manage your stress. As you come back from work, calm down before you enter the house. You're doing that not because of the Oga that
In
ordered you
fact,
at
I'm
home.
not doing that one.
Pack the stress, everything, throw it at the door before you enter the house, right? Number seven, practice self-compassion, self-love. You need to forgive yourself when you make mistakes. You need to give yourself time to rest. Self-love, we all know what it is, right? Practice that. And number eight, build a social circle. Intentionally curate your social circle that helps you to learn to be better, because at the end of the day, that's where we are going. We are getting better. We're managing our emotions
Exactly.
more. It has been an amazing conversation. I promised our speaker that I will release her by 7:45, but it's already 7:54. I have to let her
Woo!
go now, otherwise she's gonna kill me. Thank you so much, Falila. Please follow her for more, and she has a live. Please tell us about your live program that you do every week so that we can join.
Okay, so is a Tuesday weekly live series on customer service
Yeah.
where we teach ourselves how to things that we do that encourages our customers, that encourages repeat businesses from our customers, that makes our customers remain loyal to us.
I love it. I
Right?
love
So
it.
we meet every
I'm going to look
Tuesday at
at that.
8 p.m.
8 p.m. Okay. On what platform?
Yes, is Facebook
Okay.
majorly.
Okay.
It
How can we
happens
find you?
on
How can we find you on Facebook?
said what?
How can we find you on Facebook?
Falila Adeyemi Salami.
Okay, so that her full name is Falilat Adeyemi Salami on Facebook. So just go and join her now. Go and learn about customer service and retain your customers. It's every Tuesday, 8 p.m. on Facebook, live
8
on Facebook.
p.m.
Thank you
Very well.
so much. Thank you so much for coming out today.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything.
Pleasure.
I will, I will, I will type her full names and her Facebook handle in the replay when I'm reposting the replay. So thank you all for coming out, and God bless you.
Thank
See
you,
you
everyone.
next week Tuesday. Goodbye.
Bye bye, CP. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.